Right now at 5, the mayor wants to rebuild one of the city's busiest thoroughfares. We'll share the plans for John Nolan Drive.
Also, the Republican candidate for Dane County Sheriff files a federal lawsuit against the sheriff's office. We'll tell you why he says he was the target of an illegal search.
And we're following developments in Tennessee where a man is facing charges for kidnapping and then murdering a young mother. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Traffic headaches could be coming for all of downtown Madison, with Mayor Satya Rhodes-Conway proposing an entire rebuild of John Nolan Drive earlier today. McKenna Alexander joins us live to share details on the improvements, possible improvements to Madison's iconic gateway. McKenna?
Yeah, at Olin Park this afternoon, the mayor released her 2023 capital budget, detailing funding plans for affordable housing, climate resiliency, strong neighborhoods, and other capital projects. Now, one of those projects includes more than $20 million allocated toward replacing one of Madison's busiest roads.
In this budget, I am investing $21 million of federal and local funds to rebuild John Nolan Drive, including its aging causeways, bridges, and bike paths. Coupled with our Lake Monona waterfront design competition, we are laying the foundation for a new Madison waterfront.
This budget will be formally introduced to the Common Council later tonight. Then the mayor's executive operating budget, which details funding for services, staffing, and programs, will be introduced next month. Now, coming up at 6, I'll be detailing that budget in further detail, as well as comparing it to the mayor's previous proposals.
McKenna, thank you. Now let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast.
Meteorologist Julian Seawright is on the weather patio. Julian?
Well, we had to bring out the yellow tide for the sunshine that we finally got to see after 3 days of just cloudy conditions here in Madison and southern Wisconsin itself. I was stacked up for today, 77 degrees, just a tad above our average around this time of year, which is normally around 76 degrees as we're leaning closer to the days of fall. But until then, temperatures around southern Wisconsin, 75 in Madison as of now, 77 in Janesville, with 76 over towards Platteville. We are looking at a little bit of moisture, but not overly so throughout much of southern Wisconsin. The areas to the west are still holding into those mid-60s and low 60s, but overall here in Madison to Janesville, we're into the 57-degree range. Planning out tonight, we're going to be seeing those temperatures fall into some real comfortable conditions, upper 50s, and plenty of clear skies are going to be sticking around for us as well. We'll take a look at what else to expect coming up for the rest of the week in just a few moments. Until then, let's toss it back to you guys.
Julian, thank you. The Republican running to try and replace Dane County Sheriff Calvin Barrett is suing the sheriff's office in federal court with some big allegations.
Anthony Hamilton claims last year he was made to participate in an illegal search and was retaliated against when he tried to alert leadership. Naomi Coles talked to Hamilton just moments ago and joins us now with more. Naomi?
This all started last March when the SWAT team was called to help in a weapons violation call at a local hotel. The lawsuit suggests that during the call, Hamilton realized they were doing the kind of search that needed a warrant, which they didn't have. When he later alerted other supervisors, he says he was removed from the SWAT team and later had unpaid suspension. Leadership said they would bring in an outside agency to investigate the claims that he was making, but the lawsuit claims they never did. I talked to Hamilton to try and understand what was illegal about the search. Essentially, he says the head deputy at the scene told the SWAT team they had permission from the hotel to search the room and that it would be empty. But there were people renting the room off book whose right to privacy and the warrant was not respected. The head deputy, he claims, knew all of this beforehand.
In Schroeder's report, he said that you were responsible for getting the warrant. Where did that come from?
During the course of our discussion, we were told we have consent from the hotel, no one is supposed to be there, and myself and other detectives told Schroeder and the deputies that were on scene, you don't need a search warrant if you can get consent from the hotel. In his report, which took him some time to write, he wrote that he had told me to write a search warrant. And when I brought that up to my supervisors, they asked me to look the other way.
I have reached out to the sheriff's office and his campaign for comment. They have not yet responded. I do have more details online about this lawsuit at channel3000.com.
Naomi, thank you. Sun Prairie police are looking for a suspect who stabbed 2 people early this morning. Officers were sent to a home on Jones Street just before 3 a.m. after someone called 911. Police said the suspect left the scene before they arrived. Both victims were taken to a local hospital. One one person suffered life-threatening injuries and another suffered non-life-threatening injuries and is in stable condition. Police said the attack is not believed to be random. Investigators say the body found yesterday near the University of Memphis belongs to 34-year-old Eliza Fletcher.
The teacher and mother of two was jogging Friday morning when police say a man forced her into a black SUV.
The man suspected in her kidnapping and death was in court today. Elise Preston reports from Memphis.
At his first court appearance, 38-year-old Cleotha Abston was formally charged with kidnapping 34-year-old Eliza Fletcher, and now he faces murder charges. Just hours earlier, investigators confirmed the body found in a Memphis neighborhood was Fletcher, a teacher and mother of two.
To lose someone so young and so vital is a tragedy in and of itself, but to have it happen in this way with a senseless act of violence, it's unimaginable.
Local, state, and federal authorities had been searching for Fletcher since Friday morning, when police say she was violently grabbed and forced into an SUV while she was out jogging. This surveillance photo captured her previously last known whereabouts. Nearby, police found her broken cell phone and sandals with the suspect's DNA. He was arrested Saturday.
Authorities found Fletcher's body in the back of a vacant apartment here in South Memphis. It's also near where the suspect was spotted cleaning out an SUV.
Repeat violent offenders particularly deserve a strong response, and that's what they'll get from this district attorney's office.
22 years ago, Abston kidnapped a prominent Memphis attorney who was able to escape. Abston was sentenced to 24 years in prison, but released early in 2020. Fletcher was also from a prominent Memphis family, the granddaughter of a global hardware supplier. The family had offered $50,000 for her safe return. Elise Preston, CBS News, Memphis, Tennessee.
Abston will be back in court tomorrow morning to face new charges of murder.
The White House COVID-19 response team says the U.S. has reached what it calls a major milestone in the pandemic. Updated vaccines that match the version of the virus that is currently spreading. And with the rollout of the new bivalent COVID vaccines now underway, the White House COVID-19 response team has a message for Americans 12 and older.
Get your updated COVID-19 shot as soon as you are eligible.
Federal officials say by the end of this week, 90% of Americans will be within a 5-mile radius of the newly reformulated vaccines, which combine parts of the original vaccine with components that target Omicron subvariants BA4 and BA5. Those strains account for 99% of the circulating virus.
For a large majority of Americans, we are moving to a point where a single annual COVID shot should provide a high degree of protection against serious illness all year.
High-risk Americans, including the elderly, may continue to need more frequent vaccinations.
And some doses of the new boosters are already available locally, and more are expected to arrive later this week.
Tahlil Mohdeen spoke with the owner of Fitchburg Family Pharmacy about his supply and how he was able to start administering the boosters so quickly. Tahlil?
That pharmacy's owner tells me because they're a part of a federal partners program, he was able to get a Moderna supply last Friday and Pfizer's just this morning. The clinic is already booked solid for appointments this week as they administer 10 different COVID-related vaccines and boosters, from the original series to vaccines for kids and the latest Omicron-specific bivalent vaccine.
We had prepared our workflow and made system changes early last week in anticipation of the vaccine being rolled out, so that when it became available, we could just turn it on.
Moderna's bivalent booster is for people 18 and older. Pfizer's is for people 12 and older. But in order to get either, you have to be at least 2 months out from your last booster or original series. Schumacher says they expect to have enough doses of the new boosters for anyone who wants them.
Tahlil, thank you. Wisconsin will get $14 million in a 33-state settlement with electronic cigarette maker Juul Labs, which will pay nearly $440 million to settle a 2-year investigation. The states joined together in 2020 to probe Juul's early promotions and claims about the safety and benefits of its device as a smoking alternative, and into its marketing of high-nicotine vaping products, which have long been blamed for sparking a national surge in teen vaping. Juul also faces hundreds of personal suits brought on behalf of teenagers and others who say they became addicted to the company's products.
A new and worrisome school year began this morning for public schools in Uvalde, Texas. Robb Elementary School, the site of the shooting in May, will not reopen. Students began arriving at Uvalde Elementary before dawn, walking through newly installed 8-foot metal fencing that surrounds the campus and past a state trooper standing guard outside of an entrance. Some teachers hugged students climbing out of cars in the drop-off line and guided them toward other teachers in turquoise shirts who were waiting for them behind the fence. The UN Atomic Watchdog Agency is urging Russia and Ukraine to establish a safety and security protection zone around Ukraine's power plant. It comes amid mounting fears the fighting could trigger a catastrophe in a country still haunted by the Chernobyl disaster. The report was issued today following a visit to the plant from experts from the UN's International Atomic Energy Agency. It said the shelling should stop immediately.
Still to come, Britain's new prime minister is appointed by the Queen.
And see how people are dealing with scorching heat in the western part of the United States. And then coming up tonight at 6, more on the Madison mayor's capital budget, including her plan for more affordable housing in Madison.
And a check of the markets to start the work week. The Dow falls more than 173 points. The Nasdaq off 86. The S&P 500 loses 16. And we'll be right back.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for all cash as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
Waiting for a great deal on furniture? Well, this is it. Slumberland Furniture has savings up to 50% off list prices, or in some cases, even more, at our Labor Day sale on now. Shop our big selection of sectionals, sofas, recliners, dining, and bedrooms. And shop the deals that are up to 50% off. Mattresses too, with some up to 50% off. Don't forget, mattress shopping is uncomplicated and fast, only at Slumberland. Come see how. Shop the huge Labor Day sale on now.
Some numbers are inspiring, some playful, some worth celebrating. After an accident, there's one critical number that helps you get your life back by factoring in your needs for today and tomorrow. That's where Habish and Rotier's numbers really add up, with over 90 years of client successes and 13 offices to help you wherever you are. No other personal injury law firm is better suited to get the amount that's right for you.
My husband said to give our house more curb appeal, so I started painting. Then I went on Google and looked up the meaning of curb appeal. It said to make it more nicer. So I called Replacement Window Center, and they put in new replacement windows.
Get free installation and 0% financing for 18 months. Free installation and 0% financing. Hurry, call now.
Replacement Window Center. Our name says it all.
Wisconsinites don't back down from hard work. We got self-starters and never-stoppers. Folks who help feed a nation. Pioneers in innovation. Teachers and third shifters like my parents. You deserve a senator who protects your jobs, not one who sends them overseas. I work to bring manufacturing back home so we can make things in Wisconsin again. When we harness what we have, we can change where we're going. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
These guys will buy our house without even seeing it.
Online buyers make offers that seem attractive at first, only to lower or cancel at the last minute. We Buy Ugly Houses won't reduce or cancel our firm cash offers before closing. Call or click to sell quick.
Tonight at 6, News 3 Now holds Madison's mayor accountable while examining the newly released 2023 capital budget. We track the numbers and look into the progress the mayor has promised since last year. That's coming up on News 3 Now tonight at 6.
Back to school is not what it used to be.
There are new safety concerns, new protocols, and lots of questions.
We can help you navigate some of those hurdles with our Back to School series.
Join us every morning starting at 6:30 a.m. only on News 3 Now this morning.
You're watching
watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. Great Britain got its 4th prime minister in 6 years today as the Queen formally appointed a new leader. Liz Truss, her 15th. She traveled to the Queen's Castle in Scotland for her official appointment, or as they call it, kissing hands, for the first time in over a century. Tuesday, formalities didn't happen at Buckingham Palace because at 96, it's a bit tough for the monarch to get around. All this happened after Boris Johnson said goodbye.
I'm now like one of those booster rockets that has fulfilled its function, and I will now be gently re-entering the atmosphere and splashing down invisibly.
Truss becomes Britain's 3rd female prime minister. She was applauded by staff as she entered Downing Street with husband Hugh O'Leary at her side. She vowed immediate action to tackle one of the most daunting set of challenges for an incoming leader in post-war history, led by soaring energy bills, looming recession, and industrial strife. A brutal heat wave hovering over the West, making life miserable for millions and posing serious dangers.
Dina Demetrius has the latest from Los Angeles, where temperatures are expected to reach triple digits again today.
California is roasting under triple-digit heat.
In the shade, we got a fan, get that massive drink, this umbrella. How are you feeling?
Hot still. A heat dome has settled over the West, prompting excessive heat warnings in California, Arizona, Utah, and Nevada. It's dangerously hot for humans and animals.
I hate saying that, but at over 100 degrees, a little thing becomes a big thing in a hurry.
In Alameda, volunteers are making sure seniors don't overheat.
How are you doing in this hot weather?
Oh, well, I'm hot.
State officials say the electrical grid is struggling, and the state could see the highest demand ever today, prompting rolling blackouts. People are being urged to conserve energy wherever possible.
We need 2 to 3 times as much conservation as we've been experiencing to keep the power on.
Record-breaking temperatures combined with low humidity and intense drought have turned the West Coast into a tinderbox, complicating firefighting efforts. A fast-moving wildfire erupted in Hemet, southwest of Los Angeles Monday, killed 2 and forced about 1,500 people to evacuate. Officials estimate 5,000 buildings are in the path of the flames. Several have already been reduced to rubble. And the Mill Fire in Northern California, just south of the Oregon border, killed 2 women on Sunday.
We feel for our community. It's heartbreaking for us when we hear these things.
Crews are battling at least 14 large wildfires across the state. Forecasters say relief from the heat probably won't come until Friday. Dina Demetrius, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The National Weather Service says California's Death Valley could set a new record today if the temperature reaches 125 degrees.
Well, much cooler around here. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate weather. Meteorologist Julian Seawright. Julian?
And that's the best news for us, is that it is going to be much cooler throughout the next few nights as we get into the rest of our work week. So if you want to have the windows open, definitely can, as temperatures will drop into the 50s overnight, but we're going to be in the 60s by the time we get to the 10 o'clock hour. And the best news is, too, we're looking for a starry night for us here in southern Wisconsin. Planning out are tonight. Temperatures will be into the upper and mid 50s for many of us. 57 degrees for Madison, 57 in Janesville as well, with 59 degrees into Platteville. Bit cooler for Camp Douglas and Black River Falls, and even for Watoma, we're looking to be into lower 50s. But as we take a look for Dane County in itself, we can see our friends just to the northeast will be a degree or 2 cooler, but overall, we're all going to be pretty cool as we get into the rest of tonight. So starting off with our surface map, this is how things are going to be looking for us for the next few days. So the nice weather we've seen for today, maybe a bit warmer tomorrow and for Thursday and Friday, but it's going to be dry and plenty of sunshine behind it, as we're going to have this high pressure system really just settle in to the upper Midwest, and we're not going to see this cold front's effect until we get into about late Friday nights. But speaking of the heat that is impacting many areas of the southwestern United States, bringing in temperatures into the triple digits, that is what's going to be impacting us to go back to some summer-like feels. The good news is we're not going to be warmer than the lower 80s, but we are still going to have that summer-like feel for us throughout the course of this week, especially as we get into our Wednesday afternoon, Thursday afternoon, and Friday as well, until we get into this weekend. Thankfully, we're going to start to see that dip in the jet stream one more time You can see that ridging action, which is still going to be bringing in heat to the western half of the United States. But for us, we're going to see the dip into that jet stream, which is going to enter in some cooler air from Canada. So we're going to see some fall-like feels as we get into our weekend. But outside of that, let's take a closer look at what was happening for us overnight here in southern Wisconsin. Well, cloud cover is going to clear up. Temperatures are going to fall into the mid-upper 50s. And on top of it, transitioning into Wednesday, some cloud cover may develop, but overall, things are going to stay rather dry once again. Climbing into the 70s by the time we get into our lunchtime hour, and then for our early afternoon, evening hours, we're going to see those upper 70s and low 80s, especially for our friends in Lone Rock and Boscobel and closer towards the Illinois state line. We're looking for another quiet night getting into our Wednesday, transitioning into Thursday morning. A bit more cloud cover, but southerly winds are going to shift, bringing in a bit more heat for us as we're going to climb into a bit closer to the mid 80s for some areas and into the lower 80s once again as we get into our Thursday evening and night. Not expecting rain at all for us throughout the next few days, but that's going to change once we get into this weekend. So we're going to be watching for Saturday nights as we could see some rain start to impact or even some thunderstorms many areas of southern Wisconsin. Now the timing is still up in the air, so be mindful for those who are trying to go see the Badgers play home at 2:30 going into Saturday, because this rain is going to carry out throughout our Saturday and going into our Sunday with multiple rounds. Then as we transition into our Sunday evening and night, could start to see a break, but then another few rounds could be bringing itself back into the frame by the time we get into our Monday night. However, as we take a look at what we're seeing, don't hold on to this precipitation. But still, be mindful we could see quite a bit of rainfall for us here in southern Wisconsin over the course of this weekend, transitioning into our Monday. So our three things we're going to need to know. We're going to have clear, cool nights, and the mild temperatures will stick around. But as we get into this weekend, that's when we're going to be anticipating to start to see some more stormy conditions. But again, the heat will be mainly in from Wednesday and Friday. It's not going to be overly hot, still just summer-like and a bit on the warmer side. Then this weekend, we're going to be cooling right back down as we see those 70s back into the frame. Now, taking a quick look at our traffic, still pretty smooth along the belt line of the 5 p.m. commute. And as we take a look over towards the interstates, well, still all green as well. Gotta love it when it's nice and smooth as we get into our 5 p.m. commute. Let's go ahead and do it for our traffic. Send it back to you guys.
Julian, thank you. And coming up, you may wonder why Miss Wisconsin is welcoming in the engineering class at the UW.
Well, wonder no more. We'll explain when we come back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Did you know Masterforce has thousands of tools at Menards? Any tool you want, we have. There are hammers, drills, pliers, levels, wrenches, grinders, sanders, compressors, nailers, workbenches, mowers, blowers, chainsaws, floor jacks, knee pads, work lights, fans. And that's just a taste. Come check out the wide range of products from Masterforce, exclusively at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
With Dad's arthritis, he struggles with housework and bathing, so I called A Grace. Yes, A Grace. With their age-at-home service, Dad gets the help he needs to stay independent at home.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
At TSR, we transform your old, beat-up concrete into a beautiful, durable surface in one day. Hi, I'm Joey with TSR Concrete Coatings. We specialize in garages, patios, pool decks, basements, and more. We don't just coat over your old concrete. We start by grinding it down, then we apply the base coat and chip and seal it with our own proprietary sealant that will never chip or peel. Our coatings are beautiful, durable, ridiculously easy to clean, and are backed by our exclusive lifetime warranty. Our in-house team is ready to answer any questions that you have before and after the install. And right now on all projects, we're offering 15% off. Call the number shown below or visit our website for your new floor today.
Floor. Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat power, and help staying in their home, but they can't do it alone. Donate today.
Family-owned Brothers Maine is celebrating Labor Day with special deals on Whirlpool kitchen and laundry appliances. With our low price guarantee and free delivery, you can kick back and relax. We've got it covered. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
Consumer Cellular has the best customer service.
They care about the customer.
The best price with the best quality.
The prices, the coverage.
The coverage is great.
It was the same, if not better.
Consumer Cellular provides the exact same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get talk, text, and data starting at just $20 a month.
It's like 4 scoops of ice cream for the price of 1.
Switch today and get a 100% risk-free guarantee. Call or go online.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Well, summer is officially over for students at UW-Madison. Classes start tomorrow, and today the incoming class got a welcome from the current Miss Wisconsin, greeting the school's incoming engineering class.
Wait for her resume here. Well, that may seem to be an odd choice. Miss Wisconsin is a UW-Madison nuclear engineering student. Grace Stanke, the senior, told students about the importance of embracing multiple identities, particularly in the rigorous line of work that engineering demands. And not only does Stanke hold the title, she's an aspiring nuclear engineer and a competitive collegiate water skier, an accomplished classical violinist as well.
I really want to focus on knowing that you can have multiple identities. You can be more than just an engineer. I feel like sometimes when you're in engineering school, you're devoting so much time to your classes, your studies, and finding an internship, finding a co-op, or whatever it may be. And I think it's important to take time to be yourself, have fun, do these other aspects that you enjoy doing.
So the Wausau resident is an advocate for nuclear energy and dedicated her year of service to her social impact initiative that advocates for a shift to zero carbon energy. She worked at the world's largest nuclear fleet for 2 years and at 2 world-renowned research labs. And in addition to all that, Stanke plans to compete in the Miss America competition this December. She is quite
very impressive.
Yep.
A final check of your first warned forecast when we return.
Everything seems to be getting more and more expensive these days. And it's the same for your heating bills. Since it will cost more to heat your home this winter, USA Insulation wants to give you control over your utility bills. Our premium injection foam keeps the cold outside and your warm, comfortable air inside, right where it belongs. Call now before winter and get a $500 early bird discount.
USA Insulation.
Look, it's a Dupaco. We're not a bird or a plane. We are a mighty credit union, born of thrift and laser focused on the interests of our members. Harnessing the combined power of more than 144,000 members and businesses, we work to put money back where it belongs, into your community and into your pocket, working tirelessly to help you pursue your dreams. Isn't that super? Join the movement at dupaco.com/super. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs. Jam out on the strength machines and get down with some dumbbells. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 14th.
This month, shop Surgenian's semi-annual sale. We offer the largest Core-Tex selection in Madison. Carpet featuring Pet Solutions nylon, timeless hardwood, and more. Surgenian's semi-annual sale has savings up to 25% in all departments. Local, sustainable Surgenian's.
Attention foodies. With this fusion of prime rib steak, melted provolone, and other magical melty stuff, Arby's is now officially a fusion restaurant. Chef Smooch, Arby's, we have the meat.
It started somewhere between a cuddle and a struggle. It's the side hug. Tween milestones like this may start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then, too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for others, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Welcome. Hi.
Now, as the dad cab, it's my cue to help protect them.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next. Ask their doctor about HPV vaccination today.
I am crushing this to-do list.
Let me see. Smart home upgrade? Home gym?
Check.
Well, what about the windows?
Cross something important off your list. With energy-efficient windows for just $129 a month, now is the perfect time to get your home ready for fall. And keep some cash in your pocket.
Windows for $129 a month and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
We've got a lot of news to cover tonight. Millions sweltering under triple-digit temperatures as an explosive and deadly wildfire in California forces thousands to evacuate. Plus, the body of a missing teacher who was out jogging has been found. An update on the investigation into her abduction. And our interview with Hillary Clinton and what she told us about another run for the White House. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
Let's go to Julian for a final check of the forecast.
Well, the good news is it's going to be smooth sailing for the next few days. However, we're going to need that rain gear once again as we get into the weekend. But until we get there, enjoy the summer-like feels. Lower 80s, plenty of sunshine, and then transitioning back to some fall-like weather as we head into next week. 70s and upper 60 on Sunday, but 70s are really going to be the theme for the next few days, guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.